But yeah, so Andor, I know that at least two of us also watched Rogue One. Did you have a chance to peek that as well?
I watched about half of it.
Okay,
and it changed both of our opinions vastly differently.
Yeah. My opinion is damn near 180'd from when I watched it the very first time.
And my opinion hasn't 180'd. However, it has gone in the other direction. And that I'm like, I thought this was really good. Andor is really good. This is kind of crap.
Well, see, I don't think Rogue One is crap, but I think Jyn Erso is terrible.
That's where I was at.
Yeah. Like, the character of Jyn was never that good to begin with. Like, it was always just, okay, this kind of out of nowhere. Like, it's almost the same problems that Rey has, except she didn't get to be around long enough. Yeah. Because it's like, Jyn is simultaneously depressed with daddy issues, but also, like, incredibly hopeful. She's been in the rebellion for 20 minutes, but cares more about it than people who have been in it forever, supposedly. She can do just about anything as far as, like, combat and shit like that. Like, we see her in that, like, special forces suit where she's got, like, the batons or the swords or whatever, and we're like, where did you learn how to use these? Like, you know, and I don't know. It's not as bad as Rey, but and it's not necessarily that she's so much of a Mary Sue as it is that she's just a walking, like, plot device.
That part. Yeah, I had the exact same feelings. I only seen the first hour and 15 minutes I watched yesterday. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of what I walked away feeling as well with that character. But also, like, to your point, Lauren, like, after watching Andor and then watching Rogue One, even, like, the parts that don't exactly pertain to Jyn, it's like, man, like, this is...
The pilot was weird to me.
Bodhi?
Like yeah. Like, I don't know if the acting was off or if it was just, like, not a cast I would have made. I don't know. There's just something where I was watching it and I was like, I don't remember this guy. I don't like this guy. Like...
I'll be honest. I think for me, like, Andor has conditioned me to a degree, and so watching this, the score didn't gel with me.
Yeah. Well, it gels when the John Williams bits kick in, you know? But, like, the stuff they made specifically for this, yeah, most of the score doesn't exactly hit. There's a couple times where I thought it was good, but there's a lot of times where, like, the music swells and you're just like, I don't know.
Yeah, but I noticed the music immediately in a lot of those moments, and not in a good way. Mm-hmm. Like, the music is swelling because they want me to feel some type of way. And I'm like, the scene should be able to do that, and music should just, you know, kind of put the exclamation point on it. It shouldn't be the thing that gets me to feel.
Cassian in the ending carried that movie for me.
On rewatch now, and especially after seeing Andor season 1, 2, like, I care about Cassian more than probably the rest of the film, and K2SO.
Yeah.
I will say I didn't even remember K2SO that much from my watch through 5 years ago. I did notice more, like, I was excited about K2SO in the Rogue One movie.
Oh, I would hate to think if Alan Tudyk isn't in this movie, like, because there's parts where, like, K2SO basically carries the shit. I mean,
yeah, he from what I have seen of it again, he's probably my favorite character in the movie, honestly.
Yeah, it's like him and Cassian, and then probably Krennic. I love Krennic.
Krennic is good.
And then it's probably like Darth Vader.
You know, Darth is up there.
And then it starts to fall off after that. Like, so a lot of people really liked
Donnie
Maze Bulbous, which is the guy with, like, the big Gatling gun. Mm-hmm. And then what's Donnie Yen's character? Chirrut Umwe is his name.
How do you pull these names out of your ass?
I just
he could just be making it up.
I'm not.
He really could be.
I'm not. Google it. I'm not. But he like, a lot of people really liked them, and I thought they were okay, but, like, the movie's not like about them. They're just kind of side characters. The whole like idea of like a blind kind of like force monk is cool, Well,
he plays the same character again in John Wick 4.
Yeah. May the plot be with you.
But the thing is, like, the thing I love the most about Andor is that it wasn't so force focused, and one kind of just like yucked that with that character.
Well, I was fine with it in that movie. I just I don't know. I thought that there was just a lot. Like, I mean, obviously I really like Mon, but she's barely in the movie.
She's barely in it.
Like, her bits make way more sense if you've seen Andor than they.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a lot of that movie that makes way more sense if you've seen Andor. K2SO would just be a freaking, like, goofy robot, if not, you know what I mean?
Well, the main thing that I really appreciate about how they did the show is, like, if you could watch it all right now, and, like, if you don't know that Rogue One came out 10 years ago, you would believe that they made it after, Like, don't get me wrong, it is definitely tonally way different.
Yes.
But everything flows super well from the end of season 2 of Andor right into that movie. And, I mean, for the most part, everybody looks the same. I mean, the aesthetic is the same. I mean, he flies off from Yavin at the end of season 2 of Andor, and then when he gets back to Yavin in Rogue One, it looks exactly the fucking same. Like, Mon looks the same. Like,
I will say this, like, the movie was really fucking dark. I mean, like, visually
it was
dark. I'm like, God damn.
It was very dark, and it's also the fucking pacing is kind of crazy.
It kind of is, from what I've seen, yeah.
Like, it's not awful, but, like, I don't know. It's very, like, haphazard, kind of. The pacing, it's like, we'll linger here for, like, way too fucking long. Yeah, and then it's like, boom, 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 and then it's back to the linger. And then they'll be like, when they first get to Scarif, there's a whole action section that bores the shit out of me. And I don't know why. I'm not really sure. Because, like, I like the stuff that Jen and Cassian and K2SO are doing. But, like, all the battle scenes on the beach, I don't really like them until the AT-ATs come in and the Rebel fleet shows up. Now, I will say this about Rogue One. It has the best fucking space battle.
It does.
Of any of Star Wars. Like, it, to me, holds the crown on that.
So, my best friend's partner has only ever seen the 70s Star Wars. So, episodes 4, 5, and 6.
It's not a bad choice.
Yeah.
And so I went to their house and made them dinner like a few nights after seeing Andor season 2 finale. And I was still kind of on that high. And, we always get to the conversation where we're sitting at the couch after dinner and we're like, so what are you watching? What are you playing? What are you doing? And I'm like, I just finished Andor season 2. And they were like, and who? And I'm like, Andor. So I recommended them to just watch season 1, season 2, Rogue One, and then go into episode 4. And he was like, I'm going to do it. He was like, do I need to have seen 1 through 3? And I'm like, you know what? I think if you go into it with an open mind and don't be like, who the fuck is this? And who the fuck is that? Like, if you just watch, you'll enjoy it.
Well, Andor season 1 does a good job of, like, establishing all the characters.
Up. Exactly.
It may take too long doing that, actually.
I hope you told them to be patient when they start season 1.
I did. I told them that, and I told them, like I said, there's going to be characters where you're like, I don't know who the fuck that is. And people, like, it's obvious that they're supposed to get a pop or something. Just ride the train, and they'll explain who it is.
That definitely happened with me with Melcy. And, like, I'm like, if I didn't get that shit, then the casuals are definitely not going to get it.
I texted you, in fact.
From, like, episode 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, where Belle's like, who's this belong to? He's like, that's me.
And the music swells.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I'm like, should I text Caleb? Like, do I?
And then I had to Google it, and then I was like, "Oh, it's Melcy." Okay, I knew who he was once they said that, but like his face isn't like ingrained into my brain or whatever.
And I feel like they expected it to be by the way they handled that scene.
You spend more time with Melcy in episodes 11 and 12 than you do in all the rest of Star Wars.
No, absolutely. It was almost like they like zoomed in and Anakin's face was going to be right there. And like that's the way they treated it.
Whose gun is this? Hey, Chris is like, it's mine. Oh, fuck!
Everybody's
You guys are all dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I will say, though, there's a couple things in Rogue One that are still amazing. The space battle is one.
Yes.
Fucking Admiral Raddus and the Rebel fleet showing up against orders, right? And being like, fuck you guys, we're going to help them. And, like, that shit was just amazingly shot, right? Where they have the couple squadrons that get through the shield and, like, come down there on the beach and they're fucking up the Empire. You're just like, okay, like, this is a war, you know? It's called Star Wars. Like, okay, let's see a fucking war. And here we are.
Well, the Vader scene, I mean.
Both of them are incredible for different reasons. I love him in the fucking Bacta tank in the castle and all this other shit. And then obviously the scene at the end.
Yes, where you just see the lightsaber light up and then he's just murking dudes,
and it's
choking
like,
them.
And here's the thing, right, about that scene. It does what it's supposed to do. The problem is it does it too well. Like, it's too cool and it's too badass. And if you haven't seen Andor especially, and you just watch Rogue One, I already am not that invested in any of you guys.
Right.
And then I see Vader show up and he's just as badass as he's ever been. And I'm like, how am I supposed to not cheer for this right now?
I did. Like, when I watched it originally, I even cheered for Tarkin blowing them all up. Because I was like, the rebels in this are a bunch of bitches. The only cool person in the rebels, like, I obviously already knew, like, Senator Organa and Mon Mothma, right? I was already familiar with them. And then the only rebels in this that are fucking cool is Admiral goddamn Raddus up in the ship. He was awesome. He was like, well, fuck him. We're going to go fight the Empire. That's what we're here to do, bitches. Like, and then the whole thing where they disable the Star Destroyer and then knock it into the other one was so badass, He was like, y'all said we got to get the gate open, so we got a gate open. I loved all of that, but like everybody else, I was like, man, fuck them.
Yeah.
No one of y'all was about to lose. Yeah.
No, absolutely. Talk about cheering for Vader. Come on. Like,
yeah.
That was me all of episode 2 and 3. So I definitely get it. If I wasn't such a Diego Luna fan, I probably don't think that Cassian would have spoke to me as much.
I never cared about Cassian until this show.
See, no, from Rogue One, I loved Cassian. And I think it's because he was like the first, Latin space boy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it was pre-Pedro, pre the other guys. And I just never thought I'd see it. You know what I mean? I knew who he was from a bunch of other stuff that he had done. And so when he was casted as this character, or I think the first time I knew about it, because I wasn't like, in the interwebs with Star Wars stuff, was seeing a trailer for Rogue One. And I was like, I'm sorry, that's Diego Luna in a Star Wars movie. Like, this was made for me. My expectations were up here. So that's why he's always spoke to me from Rogue One. But he's definitely the best part of Rogue One. And after watching Andor, it's like, oh God, this movie isn't as good as I thought it was. I think I was just literally kind of riding the Cassian train.
Well, he never made sense to me as a character. Like, now, it's like, yeah, you can see why they're like, he's the guy. Like, we have to send this dude to do the thing.
Yeah.
And we'll give him the orders that we, are kind of shady or whatever. And, like, Cassian's going to fucking get it done. Like, it has to be him. That makes so much sense now that you've seen the show. But when they originally I could not. I gave a shit less about him than the entire Rebel crew, probably. Like, I just did not care about Cassian at all. There's no chemistry between him and Jyn in this.
It feels very forced.
As a matter of fact,
I didn't even do it on purpose.
As a matter of fact, there's one scene in the movie where it's like after he got the order, she finds out he got the orders to assassinate her dad, and he like didn't pull the trigger or whatever. Yep. And I'm trying to remember the line she said to him, she says something to him about us. So you just following orders or whatever, and he's just like, oh, this is suddenly real to you, and he's like, you're not the only one who lost everything.
Yeah.
Yes,
yep. That shit fucking hit.
That was the line that hit so much.
And I was just like, you can slap the shit out of her. It's fine. Like, because she just comes across as so like entitled right there,
like she's the only one who has any crumb of grief.
Yeah.
You know, of
Yeah.
what's been happening. Yeah.
When he's literally lost absolutely everything.
And when they get to Yavin and you see Cassian and Mon standing there over the monitor or whatever.
So freaking good.
And you're just like, now that you know how we got there from where we were at the beginning of season 1, where they were worlds apart. These two characters were rarely on the same planet, much less in the same room, you know. And I think it's incredible storytelling, but it definitely goes in, like, it points out, like, there's parts of Rogue One that it makes better, and there's definitely parts of it that it makes worse. Mm-hmm. So, I think Krennic is, like, reliably just perfect as an Imperial officer.
Oh, gosh, I forget the actor's name all the time.
Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah. You can tell he's just having a blast playing Krennic. Like, whether it be Rogue One or Andor, like, he has so much fun with his character.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he kills it. I even like the creepy recreation of Tarkin. The CGI is a little weird, but it's not awful.
Yeah, it's especially, like, I mean, if you're real aware that, you know, that actor had passed, it is a little uncanny valley-ish, you know, at times.
Yeah.
But they do good enough with it so that, you know, it's passable.
The Leia looks really good.
The Leia in Rogue One is really good.
But, like, you know, as we've said, like, that is her daughter that they CGI'd the face on, so, like, that's why it looks considerably better. Yeah. I would actually be completely fine with if they do this Edge of the Empire movie of them just having her daughter play the character. I mean... Yeah,
and it's so what she looks slightly different. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, she was in The Last Jedi, actually. Mm-hmm. She has a very minor role in that movie. That actually might be the only excitement I had during the whole movie. I was like, oh, hey, that's Carrie Fisher's kid. Mm-hmm. And then I went back to my melancholy state. Mm-hmm. So let's get into these episodes. Enough about Rogue One.